with 12 catches for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns. And that was all, guys, in the first half. Smith is a lock to be a first-round selection in the draft, and he looks to become the latest Bama receiver to take the NFL by storm, joining Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley, and Amari Cooper. The list goes on. Shannon, how good can he be in the NFL?
He can be very good, but you forgot about the best one, Julio.
Oh, yeah, Julio.
Skip, I believe he can be great. I believe he'll be the first receiver off the board. And like I said, when we talked about who he reminds me of, his build, his stature, the way he gets in and out of breaks reminds you of Marvin Harrison. I was texting with my brother last night, and he said, yeah, his build is like Marvin. He has a lot of similarities. But, Shannon, you know who he reminds me of? I said, who? He said, Jerry. He said, because Jerry would run, and you didn't realize how fast Jerry was, but Jerry was separating. And when you look at this kid, Skip, you're like, he's not even running. But you look at the distance that he's creating. You're like, how? It's like it's so effortless. It's like he looks like running on clouds. And the thing that we know about Alabama receivers, all of them can run routes. All of them get in and out of breaks. All of them can run the route tree. So you can run the speed out. You can run the dig. You can run, you know, whatever you want to run.
Okay, that's coaching.
Yes. And I had Ozzie Newsome on my show, and he said what they do at Alabama, say each one teach one. Say if you're there, the guys coming in behind you, it's your job to prepare them and get them ready. So you look at the defensive line, Skip, it's not a surprise. They keep back the defensive line. You look at the offensive line. You look at what they do. They just one after the other. Skip, I mean, over 15 yards a catch, 23 touchdowns. There's no question in my mind he's the greatest Alabama player ever. You look at what he accomplished, 2 national champions, caught the game winner as a true freshman. He wins the Heisman Trophy, the Blitnikoff Award, the Maxwell Award, AP Player of the Year, SEC Player of the Year, Skip, his accomplishments, and the Heisman. So when I look at him, Skip, it's hard for me to see where he's not going to be successful. And I know people say, but Shannon, he's so small, he's 6 foot, he's 170 pounds, soaking wet. He plays stronger than his stature says he should. It's hard to press. He can get out of. He can accelerate. He can separate. Skip, I like this kid. I think this kid can be really, really special. A lot of it has to do with where he goes in the quarterback that he's going to be with, especially as a rookie. If you look at I think Justin Jefferson, he went with Kirk Cousins, and you might think, well, Kirk, he's perfect for this kid. This kid had 1,400 yards, with something we hadn't seen in a very long time. That's more yards. I think Anquan had the record for in the Super Bowl era with over 1,300. This kid did 1,400. So you can make a case right now Justin Jefferson is a top 10 receiver. I believe DeVonta Smith has that exact same ability. The ability to run, the ability to separate, and then yards after the catch.
So, speaking of your big brother, Sterling Sharp, who was a pretty good receiver in and of his own right and would be in the Hall of Fame if not for an injury that cut short his career, and it was a serious, what would you say, neck is like spine?
Yes. He had abnormal lackness between C1 and C2.
Up high,
which was the vertebrae that Christopher Reeve broke when he fell off the horse. So he had abnormal lackness, so it would move, and then he would be temporarily paralyzed, and then it would have to work itself back in. So they took a bone out of his hip, they fused it, but the doctor said, if you were my son,
can't risk.
You wouldn't play anymore.
Okay, well, he did not.
He did not.
God bless him. Speaking of Sterling Sharp, I tweeted at halftime, I believe it was, because it was just before the start of the third quarter when DeVonta unfortunately got hurt. But I tweeted that if he can stay healthy on tangibles and intangibles, he can be Jerry Rice. That's who I see. That's who I've seen from the start. I know that is the ultimate mouthful, but to your point, this is the greatest college receiver I have ever seen. And I saw Julio, and we can go all back to they all came up through the ranks, but even Julio as a Falcon is much bigger and probably faster. You know, what do you think DeVonta will time if he does run the 40? Will he run 4.4?
I'm saying 4.5, or maybe 4.52.
I'm going to go 4.4.
You go 4.4?
But I'm not going to go 4.2.
No. I'm not. I don't see him at that fast.
Why did Tom Landry once upon a time say no to Jerry Rice? Because they passed him. He just doesn't run fast enough for us. We need speed. We need speed. Well, guess what? Separation. I can't explain it, but
some guys can just play fast, Skip. They won't time fast, but they play fast.
he accelerates so quickly and so smoothly and effortlessly that it's hard for DBs to focus in on what's about to hit them.
Right.
There's a way that you know where you're going to go before he knows.
Correct.
And you separate from him in ways that are inexplicable. As Ryan Day, the Ohio State coach, said after the game, he just eats ground. He just eats it up. And he does it so effortlessly that you just say, how did he get there?
Right.
How did he get to that spot so quickly? Well, he has quickness and he has speed and he has high football IQ. He knows where he wants to go, and he's going to get there before you get there.
It's called eating up the cushion, Skip. And before you know it, you're like, okay, the DB is playing off. And before you know it, he's up on you. Okay, now I got to get on my back pedal. He snaps it off, run the speed out. Or now he runs the over. Or he runs the post. He runs the dig. Because everything looks the same, Skip. There's no way, if you watch him, there's no wasted body motion in him. Everything is straight ahead, fall off the table, turning back. And Tom Landry had gotten spoiled by having Bullet Bob Hayes. Bob Hayes was just the fastest man in the world. So when you have...
He had Olympic speed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you have him, everybody's going to be slow compared to him. It's like Andy. It's like, well, I don't want that receiver because he can't celebrate. Well, you got Tyreek and Mecole Hardman, which are two of the fastest receivers in the NFL. So everybody's going to look slow compared to them.
Right. And like Jerry, the problem I always had with Jerry, it was hard to Jerry Rice. It was hard to sensationalize what he did because he made everything look so easy.
Everything
Where's
was
the
routine.
Signature catch? Does he dive? Does he one-hand it? Nope.
I don't know if I can skip. I don't know. And like I said, I'm old enough to remember I was in the league when Jerry was in his prime. I don't know if I've ever seen Jerry dive to make a catch. Everything. He just caught everything.
He just caught it, and he caught it in stride, like you're supposed to.
He didn't have no Odell or I still say CC had the best hands I've ever seen. That was
Chris Carter. Yeah.
Chris Carter. Now they got the tactified glove. I don't know if it's their hands. I don't know if it's attacking this on the glove, the technology. But Skip, Jerry didn't have. Jerry played in Newmans, and anybody that know about the Newman glove, they're not like what they have now. But Jerry just made everything look so easy. You're like, what damn, how good is Jerry? He ain't making no circus catch like I see the other guys. But you just look up every year. He's all pro. He's in the Pro Bowl. He got 1,400 yards. He got 15 touchdowns. You're like, well, damn.
And he worked so hard in the offseason. He ran hills. He was ready to play. He was at peak physical performance, fitness performance every year he played.
And it's Jerry's fault. In the West Coast, that every receiver catch the ball got to finish 40 yards because every pass he caught, he finished 40 yards. Yep. So now that's required. I don't know if they still do it, but we had to do it in the West Coast.
I got it.
I'm like, dude, I just caught a 2-yard run. You talking about finish? Because Mike was always staying 40 yards. So you had to run to him and then come back. So that was Jerry's fault.
And DeVonta's hands are effortlessly great because the first time I ever saw him bobble a ball in the years I've been watching him was the second play of the second half last night.
Right.
And what happened? If we have that play, can we see it real quick?
Yes.
He bobbled it slightly. He couldn't quite pull it in. It's a good pass. And as he bobbled, all of a sudden, Pete Warner, the linebacker, drew a bead on him and just hit him flush, head-on collision, and he got his right hand caught in the middle.
Like his face